What's going on, y'all? I'm actually about to head over to this client's house. I'm gonna suit up, drink my Nas, cause I'm about to go fight. Nah, I'm just kidding. I ain't gonna beat no customer up, y'all. Well, sure is. We did a large project in Georgia, and I've been talking about this for a couple weeks, and I hate that it's continuing to dwell. So let me just take it back a little bit. So for somebody who freshly watching this video, oh, music, oh, no copyright. So excuse me, guys, are you gonna get out of the road? You're just owning the road right now. Jeez. Some people act like they own the road, I tell you. Anywho, back to what I was saying. I want to rewind back a little bit because I'm over here trying to make it out to this client before it actually get dark. And as of right now, it's 7:45. It typically get darker right at 8. Hopefully I can get there by 7:45. And I'm not rushing over there because they told me I need to come over there. But he sent me a text message, right? Let me go back to the beginning because I don't want you guys confused. We did a project 2 weeks ago. Decent sized project, decent ticket size project. We installed Xeon Zoysia. The issue was the driver came in and dropped the sod off, which is very abnormal. He dropped the sod off at like 5, almost 6 a.m. That's very abnormal because, for one, not to say they're not out that early delivering, but it just was weird. And he didn't even call me. So that's red flag number one. The homeowner, however, he was up and he helped him. He kind of told him where to put the pallets. So I was a little upset about that because we typically start pretty early. We start around 7. And if he's arriving at you know, 5, before 6 o'clock delivering sod, he's on some escape trip, right? Jeez, why does my phone keep pinging? I didn't even put my thing on do not disturb. So the driver delivered the sod early in the morning, 6 a.m. Okay, we get to the job, because we already did the prep and stuff like that. And sure enough, we do the job, finish the job, put the sod down, etc., compost, etc. We do everything we typically do when it comes to grading. Got everything right. And I would say after a few days, I guess I'm trying to fill you in on this situation. I'm gonna stay on topic because there's a lot of little fillers that I feel like are necessary to say. So after a few days, after we did the install, maybe a week later, after I revisited, I noticed that some of the line was still brown, right? Sometimes when you get stuff in from a side farm, it's brown, and you can't tell, you know, if it's necessarily dead, it's dried out, or, you know, stuff was actually still dormant over the last few weeks. So it's like, side farms are in the country. They're like an hour away from where we're located. So if we get something in that's slightly brown, it's not surprising. However, when something is dead and something is dormant, it's hard to decipher the difference. It's hard to decipher the difference, especially if it's on the pallet. So we put the sod down. A week later, I come back and I still see brown. You know, I had some things that I was tidying up on the property as far as removing some like roots or whatever, because the customer texted me and said, hey, I thought you would come back and remove he said, I wish you would, you know, do what you said you'll do. Like, what? Dude, first of all, I fulfilled my contract obligations. That stuff that I was actually revisiting, because I have to revisit your property anyways to do, you know, the weed control part of it. I was going to handle that anyways. It wasn't like no urgency with it, but he made it an issue. I went over and handled it, because at the end of the day, if I set myself up to do something, I'm gonna follow through and do it. Sure enough, I went over there and did what I'm supposed to do. While I'm over there, I'm looking at the side, and I'm like, man, it's been over a week. I put down fertilizer, etc. This lawn shouldn't be this brown in certain areas. So I reached out to them. I reached out to the side farm because I was like, no, I'm gonna just replace some of these pieces that seem like they just ain't taken, right? It's like 8 pallets that we installed on the property. Not a huge job, but decent amount of pallets. And they're slabs, not rolls. So it's time consuming. I reach out to them and I'm like, hey, the sod that I put down, it's been over a week. He's been watering like insanely because he got the nut sedge popping up. So I know he's been irrigating, and I tested the soil to see, the moisture on all parts of the lawn, and it's actually irrigated fairly well. He's been doing what he's supposed to do for us, irrigating the lawn. I was like, this lawn is not taken. I believe that when I received it, and this is true, some of it was like featherweight. Featherweight meaning like the machine, for one, the machines are cutting volume, y'all. It's cutting on a sod farm. They're cutting thousands of pieces of sod a day. So you think they're gonna have perfect pieces? No, it's not gonna be perfect. So I feel like the machine cut some of the sod, the root system off the side, and I believe it was pretty featherweight. It wasn't much soil on it at all on a lot of pieces. So I feel like a lot of them didn't take for that reason. The issue came here when I called it, say make it right or whatever, to fix the pieces that I see are wrong or whatever, not taken. I estimate it's roughly half a pallet to a pallet. Okay, I'm cool with coming in and replacing some of this stuff, as long as I get something in. So I called the same side farm. It's like, hey, I explained to them the issue of how the side was. I was like, I was just trying to order some more so I can just fix this problem. They said, oh, you can't order it. They told me I couldn't order the exact same side that I got last week. So if I can't order the same side, why not? She's like, well, the irrigation system broke last week. I say, all this side came in last week. So are you telling me that the side didn't get irrigated for like the last 2 weeks and that's what I received? Because that's what happened. So she told me that. That was volunteer information. I didn't even know that. So I communicate with the client. I say, hey, I see some of the lawn is looking pretty like it's not going to take completely. I've already reached out to the side farm and they informed me that the irrigation, and I'm communicating and being transparent with the client. And this is the real deal. This is the real thing that's happening. I'm not fabricating anything. And it's just based off my analysis. So they tell me, okay, I apologize. We'll send out a pallet. Don't worry about it. Deliver next week, which is tomorrow, Friday. I reach out to them today because I got another 8 pallets that I ordered from them that's supposed to arrive tomorrow. And they told me the Xeon Georgia will be ready to go. I say if the Xeon Georgia isn't ready, I'm going with Icon Georgia. I just need some premium Georgia type. And so they said the Xeon wasn't ready to cut. It's still not ready. They think they harvested too early and they need to make sure it's properly irrigated. So they say it's going to be another week. The customer texts me. He say, hey, any update on the side? I say, yes. Actually, I just spoke with them, which was true. And they informed me that they're still not cutting Xeon Georgia. If they're not cutting the Xeon Georgia, I can't, I don't want to go to another provider if the money is already invested with them and I already have a form of warranty. I'm going to maximize that because at the end of the day, that was out of my control to get sod from them that wasn't a quality product. So I gotta rave to them to fix the issue because at the end of the day, that was outside of my hands. It was doomed before it got to me and I didn't even know. Yes, I got a lot of it to take, like I would say 80 to 90% of it took pretty well. I got a small percentage of it that isn't doing so well, which is like roughly a half a pallet to a pallet. So they have to make that right. It's on them to make it right. So I need to communicate with them to that I sent them because they got like a phone number that you can text for send pictures and communicate any issues. So I sent the message that I got to the client, and I informed them. I informed the client, about y'all not cutting and stuff. The customer said to me, he said, "Well, I'll just get it from somewhere else. This is unacceptable. I'm done." This is his response to me telling him that the side farm is not cutting. So that puts me in a bad position as a contractor, because it ain't my fault that they it's like I did my part, and I'm gonna do my part right now. Like, I'm still doing my part. I'm headed to his house because I have to put eyes on it to see what the current conditions are, if it declined anymore. Because I don't want the client to, if I told him, hey, we'll I'm gonna be replacing some of the lawns because I can see it failing, he just stopped watering or something like that. Because at the end of the day, the stuff still needs to be properly irrigated. And if he just let it decline and stop irrigating it, I can be coming back putting down 4 or 5 pallets, and that wasn't in the plan. And I feel like a little piece of me feel like the customer's trying to make an issue to an extent. This is legit. He has a reason to, have a debate on the sod not taken, and it ain't too late. It ain't too early for him to be saying that. If it ain't got no green foliage, it's May right now. That grass should be showing some green. If it's completely brown, it ain't coming back. It ain't bouncing back. So we're gonna address the giant early on, and I'm the one who brought it to his attention. For one, he didn't even say nothing. I brought it to his attention. So that ought to show you I have integrity, because I got ahead of it before him. Before he can even mention, I say, hey, I noticed while I'm on the property, and I came there for something else, that this lawn, some parts of it is not taken as well. So I reached out, and all this is already done. I'm telling him, hey, I noticed it wasn't doing well, so I reached out to the side farm so I can start replacing it. Unfortunately, this is the issue. I explained to him all that. That's me doing my due diligence before I reached out to him. Sometimes it's hard to please certain people especially if you communicate throughout the full process. Like, he ought to know that I'm being transparent. I ain't got nothing to hide, and I ain't trying to run from nothing. From no issues. Not something that I started. Like, I've sold a job, etc. But my problem is, I hate that. I feel like he had an underlying issue from the beginning. Now, let me go back to the beginning. The issue right now is, of course, I need to fix the sod issue. And I'm gonna fix it, because that's what I do. It's called having character, having integrity. If something ain't right, make it right. He said it's unacceptable, he'll get it from somewhere else. In reality, I can get it from somewhere else. The thing is, this sod, Zeon Zoysia, is not readily available at the average place. It's something that's special. It's a specialty grass. Nobody ain't ordering those Zeon Zoysia and just got it sitting on their landscape nursery yard to be sold. It's not like that. You got to typically special order it to even get a full pallet. So my process with them is, I have to communicate with the side farm tomorrow and get some clarity on and put pressure on them, really, because at the end of the day, they messing up my name or my reputation on something that was outside of my control. I'm out there. Yeah, they messing up my name for something that was outside of my control. I had to slide through a yellow light just now, y'all. Don't judge me. But the alternative is a few options. Option number one, I'm gonna call them tomorrow and put pressure on them to make it right, etc. Because if it change into more work based on me putting eyes on it right now, I'm gonna be a little upset, because it's money being lost and time being, like, labor right now. They messing up money for me, because I'm supposed to be on another job. I got other stuff to do, and it's costing me in labor to be on this job that I've already had the payout for. I'm doing double the work. So that's bad for the side farm for even doing me that way. But luckily, I diversified my suppliers, just like my stocks, baby. So I got 6 more side farms. Not 6, but 5 more farms that I can work with. That they're not as competitive when it comes to pricing, but they do have a quality product. Quality over overpriced is much better, because at the end of the day, it's less headache. I wouldn't be dealing with this headache if I would have spent the top dollar at, some of the other side farms. But so that's what I'm gonna do. The plan is to put pressure on the side farm tomorrow, get an answer, and if they tripping or whatever, just it's hard to even ask for a refund on something that was like even done that way. And a refund ain't gonna suffice for the amount of money that I have to pay at another place anyways. Like, they can refund me, but at the end of the day, that their refund won't even cover the price to buy it at another place. And then I'm gonna still have to wait for it anyways. So that's the issue at hand. But I'm gonna go look at the property so I can have a better call on it. Let me take you back to the beginning now. So the beginning of this, it was I think it was $17,000 that I estimated the property. I lost the job. The husband texted me after 4 or 5 days and said, "Hey, we decided to go with someone else." And I say, I'm curious to know what was the determining factor. He said, "You just was a bit too high." I'm like, cool. If I lose on price, I'm good with that, because at the end of the day, I give people stuff itemized and broken down so they can do it in phases. They were trying to get so much stuff done at once. That ain't my issue. I don't find people money, right? So I lost them on price. I lost the husband on price. I don't feel like I lost the wife on price. So after I lost it, a week later, the wife reaches out to me. What that tells me is the wife is the decision maker. This is something she wanted. He told me that from the beginning. So by him telling me, by her reaching out to me, because both of them had my number, she was ready to move forward. She's like, "Hey, are you still available to move forward with our job?" I say, "Sure, how can I help you?" Like that. Kept it professional, because I kept it professional with him from the beginning. Even though I say I'm glad I wasn't able to serve you. It would have been, it would have been great to have you guys as a client. Like, I sent him that message, even after he told me why he declined me. I kept it professional. That's how I feel like that's why he probably was even open to, her reaching back out to me. Because she had to get my number from him. And when he probably was too stubborn to even reach out to me after he told me no. And plus, if he the one who opening up his wallet to pay for the job, of course I can see why he would be hesitant if it's more costly than other people. But anywho, they chose me. Mind you, while we're working on this project, he was saying little stuff, and it kind of, like, I ain't check it because it wasn't direct. It was kind of indirect. I had my guys working or whatever, and what did he say? I think he said he told him he related to a basketball player or something like that, and it was like, it's a little. Basically, my guys who's with me got excited because he's related to a basketball player. Cool. He's like, "Oh, maybe that'll make them work harder." Like, what do you mean that'll make them work harder? Like, what are you talking about? Like, that ain't got nothing to do with nothing. Like, we busting out behind them, making improvement on your problem. You talking about maybe they'll work harder? Like, I'm glad I didn't get out of character or nothing like that and even check it. I just let it slide by. But then, after I got completed with the project, he reached out to me about something that was outside of the project slightly, but I mentioned it. So you know what? I went over, corrected it. Now, it seemed like to me, sometimes when people spend a decent amount of money, anything over $10,000, they feel like they own you to where they can make the tail wag the dog. I'm gonna dot my I's and cross my T's and make sure I'm following up with this property, because at the end of the day, my reputation's on the line, but it's an integrity thing. If I told you I'm gonna do something, I'm doing it. But you ain't finna, run me through the ground. And you have a legit argument right now. This is legit argument. But don't play me and tell me you're gonna go I just find it somewhere else. Like, dude, be patient. This is outside of my hands. When it's outside of my hands, understand I have to have patience. Money has already been invested for materials, labor, etc. So I have to be very mindful of the next moves, because in reality, it ain't profitable for me to come back and be doing this double work. It's character integrity is why I'm back here, because I set out to do something and I want to see it through. That's why I'm doing my follow-ups. I follow up every 30 days. to make sure this property lawn is establishing and it ain't having any issues. No army worms coming in, no grubs. Like I don't know, man. I'm diffuse this situation because sometimes you can take things out of context, especially if it's within a text. He sent me a text message, and y'all know how text messages can be. You can misread the tone, etc. But me, I'm the type of person I like to talk to you in person. Don't send me no smart message through no text message and think I'm just gonna bow down. Like, see me in person, because every time when somebody see you in person, they looking like the fairy godman or something. Like they keep it cool. They keep that cool when it's certain people. They talk all tough or send smart messages because it's indirect. It's almost like somebody a keyboard warrior. Like, no, we ain't doing that. I ain't even text back. He texted me that. This is honest. Okay, cool. I'm gonna just stop by and see about you, because at the end of the day, you can keep that same energy in front of me, and I don't think he will. I'm pretty sure he won't, because yes, he have a legit argument, but I feel like he's actually taking this a little bit too far. And I just arrived, so I'm about to look at this yard, y'all, and see exactly what I'm working with, so I know I can communicate with these the sod farm tomorrow, because this is ridiculous. I'll tap back in with y'all in a minute. Hopefully everything go well.